Well, it has been a tense 24 hours, to say the least, at the border. Immigration attorney Saman Nasseri is here now to discuss what we could see moving forward. And Saman, we know about 4,700 Central American migrants are sitting in this sports complex in Tijuana. What can we expect moving forward? Are we going to see more situations like this unfolding over the next several weeks?
I hope not. I hope someone is going in there and giving them the right advice, which is don't do what you did yesterday. Don't just approach the border. Don't try to get through the fence. That's a prime way to put yourself in custody and not have a good case for asylum, right? You're going to end up in custody, get a chance to fight your case.
Let's talk about the case for asylum, because all these migrants who have been traveling so long to get here are seeking asylum, and there are some specific requirements. You have to be seeking to escape persecution based upon being a certain nationality or religion or a certain group, right?
That is correct. And the Ninth Circuit Court did just come down with a case very recently that did state that government actors, the gangs can be considered as government actors if the police do not do anything to try to stop them. And some people are trying to bank off that if they don't qualify for asylum from facing actual persecution, trying to say that my country's too dangerous, I don't want to go back there.
Now, we've heard from the president saying that he will not hesitate to shut down the border again. Is that the best way to see these groups coming over and kind of bombarding the border all at once? Is that the best way to kind of prevent those rushes from happening, or what's to prevent just more rushes every day?
Unfortunately, shutting down the border is not going to prevent that, because what we saw yesterday, the border was closed, it still happens. So shutting down the border, I think, puts more pressure on Congress than anything else to, hey, get something done, or I'm going to close the busiest border in the world and keep it closed. Or you can keep closing it, but people are going to keep coming. I mean, we've had people coming illegally, legally for decades, so it's not going to stop anything.
What's the process for these migrants seeking asylum? I mean, can you take us just briefly through what they can expect, how long they're going to have to wait, and how many might get asylum?
The number, how many might get, is a tough question to answer. But as far as waiting goes, they can only process a few hundred at a time, or a day. So if they're gonna have to wait possibly weeks, maybe months, before they get their turn to cross over. But all of them will get their chance. They just have to be patient. They'll get interviewed. They'll see if they have a good case, and the ones that do have good case will come in and have a chance to really file their papers and fight their case here.
Are we able to send people over to the sports complex and kind of work with them and maybe make that process a little smoother and a little more work more quickly? I mean, the problem before was that we were supposed to be seeing more immigration attorneys sent to assist some of this at the border, and that reinforcement wasn't really there. So are we going to be sending more attorneys, hopefully, to the border with them to assist in the asylum seeking process?
I hope so. I hope there's more people going down there. I do know that a lot of the public interest, the pro bono groups, they're spread very thin. They've been going down there. They've been trying to help these individuals because, again, they don't have a lot of means. They don't have a lot of money. They don't speak. Even their Spanish is very broken. They're not, they're well educated. It's difficult to work with them and explain the process to them because we don't know what they're being told before they get here. What needs to happen is Department of Homeland Security had sent out a memo last week saying they wanted to work with Mexican authorities to vet all these cases in Mexico first prior to them getting to the border, and they would come in with some sort of documentation to show that they have a good case to try to speed up the process. And hopefully that happens.
Are there some circumstances that some of these migrants might be in that others aren't in that would give them a better chance at obtaining asylum? Maybe they have some family in the United States or something along those lines?
Absolutely. Some of them might have a better case in terms of what they've seen or what's actually happened to them. I personally have had my own clients of people that have faced personal persecution for one reason or another, and they have medical records, police records, everything to back that up. Right. I have some clients that don't have to stay in custody, and they're able to be released to family members here in the United States. It's taken on a case-by-case basis, but some of them do have much better cases than others, and it's unfortunate because they all get wrapped up together, and it's going to hurt some of those that do have good cases to be in this group.
We've seen these caravans happening more more often. And there's been some talk, and Ed Linderman has reported on this during his time down at the border, but the organization on social media to get these groups together and to come in large numbers marching to the border. Is this just something we're going to continue to see more and more often?
I think so. I think with the prevalence of social media now, that people are coming together more and it's easier to form these groups, I think it's going to happen more often. I mean, the first big one that made the news was years back when Obama was president, when that plane came in from Honduras with all the children on it. It's just going to keep going like this. And unfortunately, until they get the memo that this isn't the best way to seek the case. Yes, it gets a lot of media attention, but it's not the best way to get your asylum done. You can just come on your own like you've been doing before. You don't have to come thousands at a time.
Saman Nasseri, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you guys for having me. Good
Shedding
morning.
some light on this, very complicated subject.